So recently we did a video on the Strata hop and we utilised Deya's steady rolling Strata as a little benchmark against its traditional core beer to see what exactly that hop did. And the video did quite well. So we thought, hey, why not make it more of a regular thing and pick some more hops?
This is Hops in Focus.
So Paul, Idaho 7.
It's Idaho 7. To demonstrate the power of Idaho 7, we've got two beers. So we've got a single hopped version from Brascastle, and then we've got a dual hop beer from the mighty Full Circle, who I love. Not to say I don't love Brascastle, but Full Circle is definitely one of my favourite breweries. And this is Idaho 7 with a bit of Citra, so we can see what a single hop beer looks like, and we can see what it looks like when paired with another powerful hop.
That's a great idea.
I think it's a brilliant idea, and we get to drink more. Let's start with a single.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it. So Brascastle,
Yorkshire?
It's Bolton in Yorkshire, yeah. So this is, funnily enough, called Idaho 7 Crush, and it's a single hop, double dry hop pale.
So we're getting lots of Idaho 7 in this.
Loads of Idaho 7, who yet again sound like a terrorist organisation.
I do. All exonerated.
All exonerated.
Yeah. Who are we to judge?
Who are we to judge the Idaho 7? Free the Idaho 7!
So Paul, tell me, what hops in this?
Fuck off.
Brascastle as well, one of the gluten-free breweries.
They are, yeah, and we'll probably do something on gluten-free
I think we
beer
should.
at some point. But yeah, it's a 6.5% beer, by the way, so
6.5% pale, that's good.
yeah, it's pushing the boundaries of what a pale is. So Chris,
Yep.
hop quiz.
Yep.
What do we know about Idaho 7?
So the Idaho 7 hop, funnily enough, comes from Idaho in America.
Yep.
I think it was first grown just outside Boise in Idaho by the Jackson 5.
No. Jackson Farm.
Jackson Farm. And it's playfully known as 007 the Golden Hop, which I think is some sort of reference to its experimental hop name when it first started out. It was
Yeah.
like 007 0 something.
014ZXH, yeah.
Fairly recent hop, really, if you think about it. 2015.
Yep,
Yeah,
Yep.
it's absolutely everywhere. It's very popular,
super popular.
widely used. I think you see it with like Cloudwater and Deya and
Wylam, Pressure Drop, yeah, it's all
Full
Overtone.
Circle.
Do a lot of Idaho 7.
yeah. So Paul, what else can you tell me about Idaho 7?
Well, to tell you that, Chris, we need to enter Hopland.
Oh, Hopland, there we go. That's better. So I guess this means we can have a ronk on this now.
Have a ronk on it.
Yeah.
Ronk on that bad boy.
I mean, straight away, I'm getting the kind of tropically grapefruit thing.
All that bad boy stuff, yeah. So Idaho 7, I think, was traditionally used as an aroma hop anyway. Obviously now it's used for flavour as well because we're drinking a single hop beer. But yeah, you should be getting a bit of a piney, resinous aroma to it, maybe.
Honestly, I'm not getting that too
Not
much.
getting that at
Well,
all.
I'm getting like apricot. So I guess your stone fruits.
It's always stone fruits, isn't it? But I think the tasting notes for Idaho 7 are something weird. It's black tea on the aroma.
On the aroma,
Yeah.
maybe,
I think there is a little bit of that.
possibly.
It's kind of hard to pick out because it is very tropical.
Yeah, I get more of the bitter resin type thing. I get that more on the flavour.
Definitely on the flavour. The bitterness is,
Yeah, it's like a grapefruit bitter.
it's just maybe a tad too sharp for my liking, but
There's also that tropical fruit that I can never quite put my finger on what it is. And having read the notes, I think it's papaya.
it's papaya.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but fucked if I've ever eaten a papaya.
you have.
Probably.
Not well. Yeah.
But that's really nice. It's actually really smooth drinking.
I mean, considering Idaho 7, as we said, perhaps wasn't used or hasn't been used traditionally as a single hopped beer for flavour, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Take that. And
Nice.
it's 6.5%. Does
me
it
a
taste
little
6.5% to you?
Not really.
No.
What I find quite interesting is the ABV thing on it, because you've got like 6.5%, yet it's still called a pale ale. Yet sometimes people are making 3.5% session IPAs.
The marketing side's gone out of hand. The world's gone mad.
It's marketing gone mad.
Thank God we live here in Hopland.
But yeah, nice beer.
Yep, well done, Brascastle. So, single hop beer. I'm intrigued to know how Idaho 7 pairs with another hop, specifically one of the bigger hops.
Yeah,
And in
absolutely.
this case, what have we got?
So we have the full circle, is it rotator, this one?
Rotator, yeah. I love this beer, actually.
Yep, I think this is the one that's just under Looper.
Looper.
I think it's like rotator, then Looper, then recently Juper.
Yeah.
But yeah, Citra is probably one of the most used hops in the world.
Most used hop.
In terms of this type of beer.
In terms of the craft beer world, yeah.
In terms of how it would play as a combination, the Idaho 7 and the Citra, who bloody knows? I'm not sure.
So, quick one for people who don't know, Full Circle.
So, Full Circle, they are a brewery based up in Newcastle. They were probably founded in 2018 because... they all were.
Probably. Yeah, and I think they were founded as a collaboration between the last surviving members of Jethro Tull and the Pointer Sisters. All right, shall we have a ronk on this?
Let's go in for the ronk. Yes.
The royal ronk.
Cheers, and
cheers.
There we go.
We should have just stopped in Hopland the first time.
Yeah, well.
Now,
immediately, what I'm getting from that melon, which there isn't any in that. That's actually quite muted now compared to, and it hasn't been that long since we've opened it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's quite subdued, I think. Whereas this now is like...
This is the Citra doing its thing, right? So, yeah, melon, bit of lime, I think.
Ooh, big lime on the taste.
Big lime.
It's got like the bitterness is kind of cutting through. It's like a bitter tartness that kind of cuts through.
Yeah, that's Citra doing its thing.
So that's obviously where Citra's breaking up the party in terms of...
Is it breaking up the party, or is it coming in, smashing the place up with baseball bats, chucking the TV out the window, punching the host, and then walking out?
I actually think it's just walking in wearing a very loud shirt and being that guy at the party that's just really popular.
You think?
It's like when your favourite drug dealer rocks up at the party and everyone knows him, he's been around on the scene for a while, and you know that he's bringing the goods. And I think that's exactly what Citra's doing here.
Yeah, just a note to all my drug dealers, by the way. I love you all. I have no favourites.
Yeah. It's a really nice beer. I actually think the Citra is enhancing the beer. I'm not sure if it's adding to any of the Idaho 7 flavours.
I can just taste Citra, to be honest. I think when you put certain hops, in fact a lot of hops, up against the big bully hops, you know, the Citras and your Mosaics of the world, it's kind of really hard to sort of stand out. I'm not really sure if it is, because if I have a ronk on this one.
Now this one I got more of that tropical papaya.
It's really, really potent, and obviously it's the only hop in there, so it's going to be, but I don't get any of the characteristics from that fighting its way through that.
I think for me, Idaho 7 on the single, it doesn't seem to be powerful enough to make something of it, which I suppose is why they've gone double dry hop on it, because you've really kind of add it in there to get anything.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with the consensus, and funnily enough, brewers seem to know best in these situations. But yeah, I think Idaho 7 for the aroma, brilliant. Nice one.
It's an interesting case study in seeing how that beer does play out, and it's actually for a 6.5%. It actually drinks really easy.
What's the Full Circle one?
That can't be too much. It's
5.2.
Yeah. I think the Full Circle drinks stronger than that one.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But maybe that's just because the flavours are more pronounced.
Yeah.
Whereas that actually drinks like a very mellow pale ale, considering it
feels like you could session that.
Yeah, which would be a bad idea.
I don't.
So Paul, what have we learnt about the Idaho 7 hop?
Chris, I've learnt that as well as being multi-platinum recording artists, the Jackson 5 are brilliant hop farmers.
You're not going to let that one go, are you?
No chance.
I would say that the tropical fruits really do shine through on it. And I was getting, after the fact, after we had some of this, I was getting a lot of papaya. That was really coming through. And yeah, it's a really nice one, giving some very subtle but tropical flavours.
Yeah, I think its strengths are definitely on the aroma side of things. I think it really shines on that. But I think from a flavour point of view, maybe it pairs better with other hops.
That would be my opinion. I would say that it's probably more of a supporting actor than it is a leading man, but then that wouldn't make for a very good 007, would it?
Yeah.